People are talking now. You see, sometimes we wish we could take back what we did, but unfortunately we can't. But I know apology goes a long way. But I'll still be of the opinion that Korra should tread with caution, even with Kim. I've said it here several times. She should still tread with caution. If Kim wants to help her, she should get the information to the lawyers. Okay? Allow Kim to come live to get some fast straight. We're not talking about Kim today, so I don't want people to pounce on her, please. We are talking about Korra's statement. If we want to discuss that for Kim to come, okay, you guys should vote. Do you guys want to hear Kim straighten some things out? Let me know what your take in the comment section. If you want to do that, tell me yes in the comment section so we can let Kim come and clear up one or two things. Do you guys still doubting what Kim said? Because I want to, MTA actually. Hi, Kim, can you hear me? If I don't know if she can hear me. Okay, she came back again. All right, let's see. Let me take off. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody tried to call me and it knocked me out. So.
Oh, okay. Hey, Liz, thank you for the super sticker. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate. So if you have question for Kim, like I said, respectfully, please. We are not here to bash anybody. We are here to understand what went wrong. So Kim, do you want me to read the question or you want to read the question yourself?
I can see. Let's see.
Okay. So this platform is yours. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, Missy keeps saying, I have both videos where you told different stories. You can't gaslight me or accuse me of being someone I'm not. I see straight through you. She was talking about that I was talking to Nancy, which I did speak to Nancy when I started dealing with Justin, and it took me just a matter of weeks that he was continually lying. And at first I was like, his stories aren't meshing up. And then he would change his story to something else. When I finally was completely done, questioned him and got out, I did speak to Nancy because I offered the files. Okay. I did offer the files to Nancy. And she did ask me, was there anything about Korra? Did I say yes? Yes, I did, of course, because there was an investigation. So there were things about her. But here's the thing. It was nothing that was so devastating it would ruin her life. Nobody has a perfect life. We've all done things that we're ashamed of, or that weren't, perfect. Nobody's perfect. If somebody hired a PI and ran a background on me, they would find out that I didn't have a perfect life either. So I don't know why Missy's saying that I'm a liar or whatever she's accusing me of. I'm not exactly sure what the point is she's trying to make. So she wants to explain that a little bit better, then I can answer a little bit better. Because she said she had both videos.
Okay. Yeah, she's still here. She might answer you. Liz says something, which is what I wanted to ask you myself. Why hire a PI to investigate?
Okay. Okay. Let me explain a little bit deeper because I've never really explained on any other show. I was a foster parent for many, many years. I had over 52 foster kids that I had that were emergency cases where they were like pulled out of the home in the middle of the night. Okay. So when I first got involved in all this, and I kind of told how Korra came up on my news feed a couple different times. And then Justin, after they separated, came up on my feed. And I made a comment in there. And then a lady named Mary Smith reached out to me and we started becoming friends. And next thing I know, I was pulled into a chat group. Okay. Never did I ever call Korra monkey, ever. Matter of fact, when I see people even saying monkey, it pisses me off. I would never refer to anybody as a monkey. So that statement was completely false. But so there was quite a few people in this chat group and they were going on and on and on, report this, report that, report. It was like a daily thing. We need to do this, to get her deported, do this, call the police, call CPS. It was just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I was hearing all these stories of all these horrific things that were happening to the kids. So I reached out to his mom. I did. I sent her a message, and she sent me one back. And that's when she started telling me about this woman that we know as, I call her Man Nanny. And I know you all know who I'm talking about, the one that took the videos and the pictures. That is when I said, you know what? I just want the truth. I was hearing so many different stories. And it wasn't that I just ran out and spent all this money to get a PI. I have connections. Okay. I have connections. So I reached out to my connections. I wanted the truth for the safety of the girls. That was always my number one priority. And what I apologized for is the fact that I just went off of what was being told to me, okay, and judged Korra without looking at the whole picture and getting to know Korra for herself, which I have since done, obviously. So that is why I apologize, because I'm not the kind of person that judges somebody based off of what other people say. I like to form my own opinion, but I allowed that to happen, and that was stupid of me. That was the stupidest thing I've ever done in 60 years of my life, okay? And believe me, I cried many nights for it, and I tortured myself a lot for it. And I came out publicly and apologized because I knew how wrong it was.
All right, look at what Mrs. says. So before we get to Mrs. Second question, so the reason why you hired a PI was because of what was said in the group, in the WhatsApp group.
Not just the WhatsApp group, but also what Justin's mom told me, and from there, yeah, yeah. And then Justin proceeded to tell me and Meg a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff, which was very concerning stuff. But then nothing panned out when it was being investigated. It was like, there's just no way there would be something. We would have found something that would have backed these stories up. And then when I started questioning him, that's when he would get angry and, oh, I got to go and hang up and throw tantrums, you know.
Okay, I want to believe you funded that investigation by yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, sincerely speaking, it's very strange for me to believe that I will see something online, hear about people, and believe that a mother was capable of harming her children just because of what third parties said. However it is, that's how I feel. I feel whatever it is for me as an adult. When I came talking about Korra, people reached out to me that I should join a WhatsApp group. I said no, because as an adult, you know better. You're not coerced to taking decisions. And that was I said, what for? What is the group? They say, yeah, that's where they support, opinion. I said, no, no, no. Thank you for the offer, but I will not join. Okay, I
Right.
declined right from maybe because of my background, because I should be able to know better. That was why.
Right.
But I'm
I
glad.
completely, I completely understand what they're saying. I do. And this is just where I'm at with this. Okay. There are always
Exactly.
going to be people that don't trust me, understandably. Okay. Understandably. It's human nature that when somebody does something, that you kind of sit back and go, I don't know if I could trust this person ever again, whether they apologize or not. Okay.
Mhm.
That's completely understandable. I do not hold that against anybody at all.
All
Okay.
right. So
I'm only here.
Missy asked another question. She said, I just posted it on the screen. You told Nancy bad things were found about Korra, and you came over to this Korean side and said bad things were found about Justin.
They,
Even
they,
now, you
they,
can't tell the truth.
okay, first off, there were some things that were found about Cora from back before she was ever married. It was not anything that had to do with her children or anything else. It was nothing of, like, it was her past. It has nothing to do with now. That's why I said, I even told Nancy that. Nancy said, was there anything about Cora? And I said, yes. And that was that. I said it was nothing significant. So that was the conversation. When it came to Justin, there were things that I knew about Justin, okay, that I found out about Justin, which he has since put in his own court papers, some of it, and it's all come out to light. But it wasn't my story to tell. It was not, look, you know, as far as child abuse, SA abuse, or anything else, that is that is the person's story to tell. Okay, So there were some things I was never going to tell, like what he put in his court papers about him being SA'd growing up. I already knew all that. It wasn't my story to tell. You know, I grew up in the same situation, and I'd be pissed if somebody told my story when it was my story to tell. So what happened was when he started lying and changing stories, and he had made that whole story up about the essay on June, okay, forgetting to tell me that the man nanny had just been there, which makes perfect sense to me that she filled those little girls' minds with stories. And that's where all that crap came out, because one week she's telling her dad that her mom did this. And then the next week she's telling her mom, which I heard the audio, that her dad did all this. You know what I mean? Well, guess who had just happened to be at the house? The one who took the videos of the girls. So it's all clicking with me now that she was just filling June's head with stuff. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
regardless, when he started lying to me, that is when actually the investigator said to me, he's a effing weasel. He is an effing weasel. I don't trust this guy. I don't believe this guy. There were meetings that he would say that he was going to show up at the meetings, and then he always came up with an excuse, and he didn't show up for the meetings. And he said he's a weasel, and I said, you know what? We need to turn this around and start digging up on him, and that's how that all went about.
Okay. So I like what I say it said here. She said, why is Kim always trying to explain herself? The damage is done and she was a big part of it. The only thing she can do now is accept she did majorly wrong. And she has accepted that already. She has taken a U-turn. And
Yeah,
like I said, guys, I believe in second chances. She made a mistake. She realized her mistake and she's doing all the correction. I really, understand that. My people here are not, they can't let go what was said about Korra, what done to Korra.
yeah,
Missy is not having it, but I'm really, really encouraging everyone here to just calm down, okay?
yeah.
Please, please, please. That's my opinion.
Like I said, there's always going to be people that are going to question me. You know, why would you waste your own money on a PI? Why would you this? Why would you do that? You know, they're always going to question that, and all I can say is, it did not have to do with the color of Cora's skin. I can assure you of that. Okay, it had nothing to do with the color of her skin. I had to question myself because a lot of people were saying that. And I sat back and I was like, no, because I believe me, I'm not a racist person, but it was more of, okay, I think it was more on the lines that, oh, he was a doctor and a doctor wouldn't lie. You know, being in the medical field, I really honestly think that's where my mindset was at the time. I
Wow.
screwed up. I screwed up. But you know what? I do not regret anything that happened, even though my entire family and myself and my child have been dragged. I mean, dragged. I've had adult services at my house. I've had them go after my family. I'm going through a lawsuit right now. Um, I've been dragged, but it was all worth it because the fact of the matter is I know that those text messages between me and Justin were used in court and they helped Cora in court. And I know that the evidence that I have sent Cora will help her in court again. So you know what? There's a reason for everything. I believe that with all my heart. There's a reason for every single person that comes in your life. There's a reason for everything that happens in your life. And hey, if it helps her and it helps the girls, then that's all that matters.
All right. So I say it said the fact you judge Cora shows you only saw her skin color. You were so concerned. If you were so concerned about the girls, why not go straight to the authorities rather than taking the law into your own hands? And sincerely speaking, when I heard you did a private investigation on Cora, I said, why? What? What's the reason? But now that you're explaining yourself, it's obvious, guys. Like I've always talked about here, these women, when they gathered, all of the reason was how to deport Cora. Kim just said that here. I've not even been saying about the deporting. The reason was how to deport Cora. She was a bad person, bad parents, how to take the kids away. The truth will always come out. It might take long, but it definitely is going to surface. But my joy is that Cora now has an insider from that group who can give proofs, evidence, chat messages, conversations, if there were some that she saved. So there is always a reason for everything. And I want to applaud all of you to please, please, please Calm down, okay? Missy,
Let,
Missy, please
let me
calm
explain
down.
something else. Let me explain something else. I have been, you don't see me much online. I deactivated my We Move page because I was trying to take a step back from the saga. And I have my Kimmy Kim page up. Of course, Facebook changed their thing. You can't go live within 60, you have to wait 60 days. So I started a YouTube page. I have been working tirelessly, guys, behind the scenes. Tirelessly. I from the second that I started siding with Cora and the girls, I have been videotaping every video. I have been screenshotting every screenshot. I have so much evidence it's not even funny, okay? Um, and I am working with the FBI right now. There is an open FBI case, plain and simple. Matter of fact, I just spoke with them, was it Thursday? Thursday. And there is an open FBI case. So you all rest assured, people's pages are being watched, everything is being watched. Please be careful what you're saying and doing on the internet because this case is huge. It's bigger than people think. It is huge.
Exactly. Exactly.
And there are things that are happening behind the scenes, and I am working as hard as I can with the police, with the FBI, to make sure that things are handled and that the girls and Cora find and seek justice. Believe me, I am working tirelessly. I don't care who believes me and who doesn't because we're never really ever going to meet in life, some of us. I've
Exactly.
made some real good
Okay, Kim,
friends.
Kim, let me take you up on what you just said now. We're never ever going to meet in life, some of us, and that is the truth. And that's what most people will think about. Somebody you're not going to see, you have never met physically. Why go so deep into running a campaign on how to smear the person, how to get the person deported, or how to pull the person down? It doesn't make sense because all these things are all done on the internet. And what baffles me the most when I think about the women that were involved in these stories, none of them are Gen Zs. They are women in their 60s, close to 70s, 50s. They're old enough to be, some of them are old enough to be Korah's mother. How come the hate was so strong that they all gathered for one person? The only thing Korah did was to file for a divorce, and they pounced on her. She's not a good mother, she's a bad mother. It doesn't make sense. Be that as it may, we all make our mistakes. We are learning every day. That's why we try to create awareness whenever we make our videos. I can't talk about it less. Missy is asking a question. Why are we not able to see the lawsuit you file? Are you taking money from Koreans? Um, Maybe Kim sealed her lawsuit. Remember, they were dragging her daughter, her special need child. So maybe she sealed the document to avoid that, going public. Kim, was that the case with you here?
I have a civil criminal lawsuit against um I'm just going to say man nanny, and yes, it does involve my daughter because she is disabled. It has become a felony. So
And it's sealed, I believe, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
but listen, guys, she's actually going to get served this week coming up, and I'm sure she's going to be posting all about getting served. I'm sure, but I have nothing to hide. First and foremost, you say I'm taking money from Koreans. I'm taking money from Koreans. The people that
No,
follow
she's asking.
the
Are
people that
you? She's
follow me,
asking.
I'm very, very good friends with. We talk on the telephone. It isn't just people that follow Cora that are following me. I have people that are following me that didn't have anything to do with Cora. Some of the times I'm talking, they're like, "Who are we even talking about?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My Quora followers are on We Move. We Move is not even active. I'm not even on that page.
Okay. Missy is contradicting you. She said in the video, you said there was nothing found on Cora, but here you are saying, of course, you told Nancy something
There
was found.
was nothing significant found on Quora that would do anything that could come and harm her, okay, in life right now. Were there things in there about her? Absolutely. You can't investigate someone and not find stuff on them, but it's nothing of significance. So if you misunderstood what I was saying, or you decided to make it into something more than what I was saying, then that's on you, not me. Yes, there were
Well,
things
and Khalid said, you could judge her again if you're convinced. Is that still possible? You judging Korra again if the other team convince you that Korra is this, that,
Absolutely, absolutely not. Listen, I dealt with
okay.
Justin firsthand, and he is a pathological liar. He's a narcissist, and everything is money driven for him. Money driven. It's all about money at the cost of his own children. Okay. As far as Cora, and it's just like I said to Nancy, there are some things that Cora does that isn't my cup of tea. My best friend, there's something she does that isn't my cup of tea. I'm not going to sit and judge them. They can do whatever they want. It's their life. She's happy. If she's happy, that's all that matters. You know, people talk about the way she dresses, this and that and that. Look, I'm sorry, but if people had her body after having two children at her age, they would do the same thing, plain and simple. Would you catch me dead dressed like that? No, I'm 60 years old, okay? No, I'm not going to dress like that. But if I was Cora's age, hell yeah, I'd be dressing like her if I had that banging body. Plain and simple.
I guess it's the body that is most of their problems, anyways. So let's continue with the question. Liz said, why investigate her past? She only married Justin when she met her in China. I don't know, Liz. I think she has answered this question because I'm not catching up with the question. So, and then Mrs. said, but 2 years ago, you said real bad things were found on Korra. You changed it to suit what side of the fence you wanted to be. Kim, did you say something like that in the past 2 years that real bad things were found on Korra? Maybe to the group when you were with them?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Read it
Yeah,
again.
did you say you found real bad things about Korra
I
in
didn't
your
say
peer?
bad things about Cora. No. When the only thing I ever said was what Justin was telling me and Meg and Mary and Diane. The stuff he was telling us was horrific, horrific. But when it was investigated, none of it was true.
Kim, look at what Leron said here. Is that true?
LaRon, wait a minute, is it on the screen?
Yeah.
I believe Kim because she put drugs in her drink to start the whole hate campaign. From what I was told, or what I've read, not that I was told, what I've read, I guess he did that to Cora. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
He never told me that. The things he told me was things like she would videotape the girls with men. She was going to Mexico and selling the tapes. Um, that he woke up to her on top of him multiple times with a knife. That she's batshit crazy. The kids aren't safe around her. And then he gave me this whole big old story that she, um, yeah, about the videos and all that. And that June had told the nanny, who now we have now discovered who the nanny was. The nanny came out and told him that June told her that mommy had men filming her and blah, 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 blah. And the nanny told him, now don't go questioning her, just go in there and play and we'll get her to tell you. And then he claimed that June told him all this. So he took her to the hospital. And then he gave me this big story about the hospital, which I know that isn't how it works in the hospital. They have caseworkers that are there at the hospital for stuff like this.
Exactly.
And he claimed, oh, the nurse questioned her and she told her everything. And then two male cops showed up and the male cops went to question June and June wouldn't tell him anything and started acting up. And then finally a social worker showed up. There was never mention of a doctor, by the way, and that they they wanted to do a kit on her, but the cop said, no, we can't sign off on that because she hasn't told us anything. That's not how it works, guys, in a hospital. It's not how it works. And and that the lady said to him, I don't believe a word you're saying, but I'll get in contact with you in a couple days. And then the whole entire week, I'm like, well, if this is true and you're worried about her, you need to call that lady because you have to return them on Sunday, you know?
Yeah.
And just kept making up story after story after story. And then he returned him Sunday and calls me up crying. I'm numb.
Okay.
I can't drive, all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? You're full of shit, is what you are. You're full of shit.
Okay. Kim, can you respond to what I said? She said, Kim, just admit you went too far. You had no right to hire a PI. It suggests you did much more. And where did you find money for a PI for a stranger who does that? Could you respond to that?
Number one, I have never not said that I didn't do too much. I sure did. And I apologize for everything I did. Once again, I am sorry for what I did. I should have never done it. And if I could turn back time and never have ever had anybody come across my feed, I would be a happy person because believe me, a lot has happened in the last year that I wish I could turn back time and just be like, I wish I never knew any of this stuff. I was never involved. Okay. As far as a PI, if you would like to pay off my credit card that I maxed out of $10,000, go ahead. That would be great.
All
So
right.
it's
I really appreciate the apology. And I hope Koreans that are here, you guys will accept the apology. She admitted now that she did cross the line. She went too far. And like I said, I believe in second chances. Okay. So let me see if we have more questions. If Kim wasn't there, we wouldn't know the monster that JD is. Exactly.